Today we are going to be doing a Self-Reiki practice, and I'm going to guide you through it. And we are going to begin our practice like we always do with every practice in Reiki, and that is by going into the Gassho position. So we bring both our hands together at the heart center, taking a nice deep breath into the lower belly, into the hara, allowing that breath to flow out, and setting an intention for yourself that you receive exactly what you need from your practice today. And then we're going to begin our practice with the hands on the very top of the head. So fingertips touching at the crown. And the whole time that we're doing our Self-Reiki practice, we're going to also be practicing our Joshin Koki-Ho breathing. So breathing into the lower belly, breathing into the hara. Breathing in and out. And just like with any meditation, the mind will wander. Just bring it back to the breath, or bringing it back to the sensations of the hands on the head. Then we're going to move the hands down to the ears, so the palms are over the ears, the fingertips are touching the temples. Really just adjusting the touch so that it feels comfortable for you. The hands don't have to be tight against the head. In fact, they don't even have to be touching. As much as you can, just staying upright in your posture. Sometimes this Self-Reiki practice is easier to do when you're lying down, so feel free to do that as well. Still breathing in and out, remembering that this practice of Reiki is all about the energy of loving kindness, compassion, tenderness. I'm going to move the hands to the very back of the head. So cradling the head in the hands. Sometimes this practice of bringing tenderness to ourselves seems a little bit foreign. So it might be awkward at first. Just staying with it. Sometimes these hand positions on the head are also difficult. So you can make this practice a little bit shorter around the head if you need to. Still breathing in and breathing out. And now bringing the hands to the very front of the face. Again, making this comfortable for you. You can put the hands directly on the face, slightly off. There's no right or wrong with this. Always just gently guiding the mind back to the breath, or back to sensations that you might feel in the hands. Not trying to diagnose or interpret, but just bringing your awareness into the body. And now moving the hands to the area of the throat. Again, letting this be tender. Seeing if you can drop the shoulders a little bit, just allowing the body to relax. As much as you can, bringing yourself into presence. Breathing in and breathing out. Moving the hands now to the heart space. The hands can be touching, fingertips touching, or the hands on top of each other. It's not so much the exact position of the hands, but our intention for our practice. And just this time of quiet, this gentle time of loving kindness and self-compassion. Moving the hands now down to the area of the solar plexus, right beneath the sternum. In this area, you can really feel the expansion and contraction of the lungs and the healing breath coming in and out. You can really touch into that healing energy of Reiki that's flowing in and out with the breath. Moving the hands now to the lower belly, the hara. Remembering that the hara is our grounding center. Really feeling a connection with the earth. Many times we go about our days with all of our energy up in our head. And so it helps us, this particular hand position, of really being connected with the earth again, being well grounded. This is where we can find a lot of resilience. This whole practice helps us to settle the mind and the body. Now bringing the hands to the lower back. And this might be difficult to do, and if so, just keeping the hands on the hara. This hand position helps energy to flow to the adrenal glands. Many times we have a lot of stress in our lives, and so allowing Reiki to flow to the kidneys, the adrenal glands, just can help soften that stress. Can we just tune into the healing in-breath and out-breath with our practice? And moving the hands now to the knees. If it's difficult to reach the knees, then just placing the hands on the upper thighs. Redirecting thoughts back to the hands, back to the breath. Just being gentle and kind to yourself as the mind wanders away. Whether we have to bring it back once during our practice or 100 times, it's okay. And now if you can cradle the left foot in the hand by crossing the left leg over the right. But if you can't do that, that's perfectly fine. We just intend that Reiki flows down to the left foot, still keeping the hands on the knees. Then uncrossing that leg and crossing the right leg over the left and holding the right foot in your hands. Again, if this is difficult to do, we just intend that Reiki flows down to the right foot. And uncrossing that right leg, putting the feet back on the floor. And taking a few nice deep in-breaths and out-breaths into the lower belly, the hara. Putting the hands back into gassho position in front of the heart. giving thanks for our practice, thanking yourself for carving this time out for yourself today for this time of healing. Thank you for joining me. And as you go throughout your practice, you might want to expand the time that you do this on your own every day. You can do it as long as you want. You can make each position last as long as it feels good for you. Again, there's no right or wrong. The important part is just to do a daily practice. So whether it's 5 minutes long or it's 30 minutes long or it's an hour long, it's time that you've carved out for yourself each day. So thanks again for joining me.